everybody. So this is a new for me. I've been seeing a lot of pick a card readings and seeing a lot of different readers and stuff on YouTube, and I was like, you guys there's such a lovely, great community that I have been very drawn to be a part of, and I was like, I'm somebody that I do a lot of readings for friends and family and for myself, and it's something that I'm very passionate on and very something that I really connect with and love to do, and it's just a part of my life. And I was like, I want to branch out further. I want to branch out more and help the collective, help you guys, and help more people. And so therefore I was like, I'm gonna join this, because I was like seeing these pick a cards. It's very unique, and I've never done a reading quite like that before, which was more open and excuse me, more connected with just multiple people, multiple energies. So we'll see how that comes through. I've meditated before this, I'm going to get as clear of messages as I can with the help of my own spirit team. So we'll see what we can do here. So this video for this pick a card that I wanted to do and was been in my mind that I was like, I really need to do this, this is going to be focusing on a problem or obstacle or blockage that you're feeling right now. This is for anybody that is feeling like there has just been an issue going on recently that is you just feel like you're hitting a wall, and you just feel like you're just struggling with something right now, whether that's a situation or yourself or, whatever is, or another person, whatever that may be. So this is if you're needing some advice on why this is happening, how do I get through this? That's what this reading is for. So we're going to help you look at those obstacles and those problems and see if we can figure out a good solution for you. Now, you can't see all of my setup right now, but I do have 3 piles. I will do a close-up of each of these piles, and you will get to see all the crystals that are going through here. We do have 3 piles today. I do have the first, and we're also I'm going to give you an overview, and we're going to talk about how to select your pile. I know, especially too, for people that are unfamiliar with this kind of group style reading of like how, because a lot of, if you have seen these before, it's based on, what does your intuition tell you? But how do you tap into that intuition? Some people are more adept at it than others. Some people, there's not a wrong way to choose, but the more aligned you are with yourself, the clearer it's going to be, the better it's going to be to pick, for the pile. You'll resonate with it better. So for that, I personally am going to do a little spin on these 2. So there are the piles. I will show you the crystals that are on top of the piles. And I'm also going to read the energies, in a sense. So I'm going to give you keywords and just different scenery and images that I'm feeling with this energy. And if that resonates with you, if you resonate with that imagery or with those phrases or words, then that's probably your pile. Just to kind of help you out a little bit better. But I will give you a moment if you want to just choose on your own. I will give you that moment, but also I will add that I will also give you that narrative to help you and assist with that as well. So first pile. So this is pile 1, 2, and 3. First pile is I have a clear quartz crystal, so you can see that I don't know how well this will focus. I'm doing this on a phone, so we'll see. But yeah, I got a clear quartz crystal for pile number 1. For pile number 2, we actually have I don't know how well you can see this. I don't know how well this will focus, but it's a meteorite shard that we have for pile number 2. So interesting. And the third one, I was like, of course, my energy was like, this one for pile number 3. I don't have a lot of crystals, and I love this one, but this is one that I've had for a long time, and I don't know what this is. I'm like, it's not moonstone. It's not. At least I don't think it is, but we have this very nice silvery crystal here for pile number 3. So yeah, so now you have these piles. So here in a second, I'm going to give you an overview, and I'll give you a moment to look at them if you want to select it on your own, but also I will also give a narrative. So look forward to that. Okay. And so for anybody that is wondering too, going, are those paint swatches? The answer is yes. Yes, they are. This is going to be kind of funny because I made them for myself, And so they're kind of just like rushed doodles and stuff. They're oracle cards that I made. I had a whole bunch of paint swatches that I was like, I need a use for these, and I've used them for multiple different things, but I finally cracked down and I used them for oracle cards. So you'll see those in a moment. Okay. Pile number 1 with clear quartz crystal. For this one, for the clear quartz crystal, for pile 1, I'm really feeling rain, a drizzle, gray skies, kind of like staring out the window. And you just kind of see the rain just kind of pattering very delicately, not a storm, but dreary outside, cloudy weather, gray skies. And you're just watching the water droplets on the window as you're just staring out after it, staring out the window. That's what I get for pile 1. So, if that resonates with you, it's probably your pile. Pile number 2, with the meteorite shard. I'm feeling a tightness in my gut, a tightness in my chest, clenched fists, shaking, arguments, not holding back, shouting, shaking, tightness. That's what I'm feeling. So if that resonates with you, this is probably your pile. Pile number 3, with this silvery, not moonstone, maybe moonstone, crystal. I'm seeing camping, children, like a playfulness, catching fireflies in jars, fairy lights. Also a sense of longing, wistful, reflecting, childhood. If that resonates with you, this might be your pile. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into this, and I will see you at your piles. Remember, if you're looking for your piles, I will put the descriptions of what the timestamps for each of these piles in the description box below. Remember, this is pile 1 with the clear quartz, pile 2, meteorite shard, and then pile 3 with the silvery crystal. See you there. Alright, pile 1, welcome to your pile. So if you chose the clear quartz crystal, or if you resonated even with the timestamp numbers in the description box below, or with the imagery of rain and staring out the window and the gray skies, this is your pile. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at, I have what I drew for you at the beginning. Woo! Okay. What I drew for you is there's 2 cards here that are going to represent your problem, your situation that you're dealing with right now. And there is 2 oracle cards. I just got these and I'm really super excited. I don't know if you can see this. This is Angelirium Oracle deck. And this is actually the year 1 cards that I'm super in love with. These are angel oracle cards, angel mythology kind of things going on. So those cards, I was told by my guides that card is also going to be representative of what your problem is, of what your issue is, like what's attributing to the blockage. And then my paint swatches oracle deck that I've made is going to be more advice on how to fix it, and more advice of what to do. So before I start shuffling, we will get some cards that are going to showcase your what's causing the problem and some advice on what to do. So it's going to be 3 cards showing what's causing the problem, how, what's attributing to it, and then let's see what we can do about it. So, let's see. So the first thing that we got, so the 2 problem cards that we have Temperance in reverse, and oh boy, we have the 8 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so we got, just show these here. So we have both of these 2 here, so we have Temperance in reverse and the 8 of Swords in reverse for your issue, for your problem. And we have, oh, yep, I'm feeling, I'm feeling this already, don't worry, oh, I think that's your guys' energy. Okay, so we also have, see, this is what I was talking about, my little paint swatches. We have Hope for your oracle of what to help, and then we also have Tamiel, the angel of the unseen. I don't know how well this will focus, but the angel of the unseen. And they have, the year ones have little descriptions on the back. I will read that. Tamiel, the angel of the unseen. How can you predict the clock's motion when its gearworks extend into the air of your workshop and every traveler in the street? To plan is to reduce the world to your capacity. The unseen. Ooh. Give me a second to tap into all of this here. Let me think about this and really feel this. Like I said, I'm feeling a lot of... Oof. There's a lot going on here. I don't feel... Oof. Yeah, give me a minute. Oof. I feel like you are... Ooh. Yeah. I'm really feeling that there is a situation that you are in right now, and I'm going to say situation. And like I said, this is a general reading, so definitely take what resonates, leave the rest. But I'm really feeling like, because this could be a person, but I really feel like this for you is a situation that you are in. I have a feeling that events right now in your life are feeling a little bit out of control. Or not necessarily I'm not saying like chaotic, I just get the sense that you're feeling kind of hopeless, feeling kind of hopeless, feeling kind of stuck in things, and are getting, I don't want to say frustrated, but really just wanting to get out of it. Like you've been feeling a lot of imbalance, feeling a lot of sadness. And kind of with the situation, I'm feeling like you're feeling like, how did I end up here? How did I get to this point? Like you just it's kind of like you woke up and you're like, this doesn't look like my life. That's really what I'm getting, is kind of the sense of like, this is not where I want to be and not where I thought I was going to be with the situation. Going into this, whatever this is, just feeling like this is not what I planned for and this is not what I was wanting, and like I said, you were feeling stuck, but you've gotten to the point where you're trying to get out of it. You want to get out of this, and you've just been you've been kind of lost in thought, trying to figure out, how do I move forward? Because like I said, I feel like this is a situation. Like, I feel like there's more than one part to this. If you are dealing with another person, I feel like it's more than just them. Like, if this is a situation that's dealing with either your partner or, like I said, a family member, your friend, your children, I feel like this is something that is it's not just a me and them situation. It's you guys, and then there's other things that are surrounding it. Like, there's more external pieces to this. That's why I feel like it's like a situation that's going on. But I feel like there's just other things that are attributing to a feeling of just, like I said, sadness, like feeling unhappy. And with this, and what's attributing to this, like, I feel like this is just, like I said, the angel of the unseen. Like, I feel like this is hit you in a way that you just weren't expecting it. Like, I feel like you planned for this. Like I said, how can you predict the clock's motion when its gearworks extend into the air of your workshop and every traveler in the street? Like, I feel like you were working towards something with this situation. Like I said, you got into the situation, and then it was like you woke up and you're like, this is not where I intended to be. This is not what I originally planned. And like, there's just been a lot of things of like, And what I feel like, which we'll get more cards, we're going to get cards in a second, but with the Angel of the Unseen, what I'm feeling with this is what's attributing to this is actually, what I feel like is attributing to this is you. I feel like you're attributing to this. Like, I think that you, in a way, like, and I said, and I mean this sincerely, that's definitely, I mean, we've all been there, but I feel like this is something that is a perspective, is what I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like this is something that you were planning for something very pinpointedly, and because of that, you were not taking account into other things going on, and so when other things happened, it kind of shook you a little bit. It kind of shook you up a little bit, and kind of made it feel like, what's going on, and kind of like, I feel stuck. Like, you feel stuck, even though there's external things going on, and it's another situation, it's you that's feeling stuck. That's feeling like, what happened? And it does feel like a self-imprisonment kind of thing, like I made this bed, I'm gonna lie, like, but it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like I made this bed, I'm gonna lie in it, but it's like, I made this bed, how do I get out of this? How do I get out? So let's figure that, let's figure that out. So like I said, we're gonna have 3 cards. Whew. Goodness. So let me move this over a bit. But yeah, we're gonna look at this. We're gonna have 3 cards that are gonna explain a little bit more insight on this problem that's come up. And then we're gonna have 3 cards. Ooh. Yep, that's a card that's staying. Like I said, I don't normally, you'll see my shuffling process, but I don't normally, unless some cards fly out and I take them, but normally I'm the one that picks them. You'll see what I mean. Okay. Let's see what we got here. But yeah, with that Hierophant, said, this is a situation. This was something that was, you were planning something. You were planning for something, you were hoping for something, and, ooh boy, not those. Nope, those are not energies that we are getting. But you were planning for something, and it just was not what you expected. Yeah, ooh. Yikes. Yep. Okay. 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 I will read bottom deck energy as well. Let's see. Let's get this all here. And I will give you a shot here at the end of this. I will show you the overview of all of it so you can see all of your cards a little bit better. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. What did we do? What did we do? Don't worry. We're going to figure this out. I'm here for you. We'll get there. But yes, Hierophant. So I was talking about, this, you were doing something. You had something planned. You had a goal. There was a goal here. There was something that you were working towards, whether specifically or just in general. Like, there's different parts to this. Like I said, maybe I'm feeling there's different parts because maybe there's, I'm reading for multiple people. So, but I'm feeling like you were planning on something. But you were doing it in a way where you were kind of doing it in a way where it's like you have to do it by the book. Like, you're like, you laid out the plan, like either in your mind or maybe, like I said, if you are dealing with another person, which kind of showcase a little bit here, but we'll get to that. But you kind of were planning on something, and you're like, okay, point A, B, C, X, Y, Z. That's what we're doing. That's the plan. And you're so focused on the plan that you weren't taking into account things that could happen, and just because the plan felt like it was like, no, this will work, and so it kind of hits you a little bit out of left field, and like I said, it's not like a bold, like like chaotic, but more of once you got there or once things happened, you're like, this is not what I was wanting. Like, maybe you went through with this plan. Like, maybe you did this. Maybe you did get A, B, C, D, went through all of this. And then you got to the end point, and you went, this is not what I thought it was going to feel like. This is not what I thought was going to happen. You're like, I thought when I got to the end result, it was going to feel different. and you want to get out of that. And you're like, how do I, because I do feel like you are a planner. I do feel like you are taking into consideration for things, and so that's why you want to get out of this, and you recognize that there is a loss here, but you're feeling that loss. And I do feel like there is, for some of you, okay, before we get into that, like I said, we have the Hierophant, the Two of Cups in reverse, and the Two of Swords in reverse. We have two twos. And twos represent harmony, essentially, and balance. And everything does not feel balanced or in harmony. With that Two of Swords in reverse, you're definitely taking a step back. You're definitely in that mode of, whoa, I need to reevaluate things. Like, I really need to, I don't know what to do, but I know I need to do something. You're really taking a step back. Like, I really do feel like your headspace is in the right place. But I do feel though that you're feeling a little bit hopeless underneath it all. There is a sense of feeling a little bit hopeless, but your mindset is in the right place. Like, you do want to take a step back, and I will get into that too. But something's happened, and it's kind of put you at this crossroads of like, shit. Of like, what do I do? And for some of you, and I think this is why you're feeling a little bit hopeless in some, like that undertone of sadness. It's not just for you. Like I said, I feel like this is a situation, but for some of you, you're dealing with a person. And I think all of you, regardless of whether or not, if this is like a situation that is just you, primarily, or if you're dealing specifically with a person, regardless, all of you this is affecting somebody else. Like, the situation, whatever's happening, there's somebody involved here that you're close to, that you care about a lot, that you love even. This might be your partner. Or like I said, this is somebody that you're close to, that it's affecting. Like, whatever happened, this plan is, this plan that was put in motion, whether this was just for yourself, like I said, a lot of this might just be a situation, like this situation was intentionally maybe for you, for some of you, or for others of you, if you are dealing with another person, that you had a plan with this person, and it was, your plan that you had put in motion, whether they, not to say that they disagreed with it, but, but this was your plan that you put in motion, that you were going to do this thing, and now you've gotten to this thing, and it's hurt this person. Like, this is not, you're feeling sadness, but it's hurting somebody. I get the sense that this is hurting another person. And you feel that, and you feel like this is, you're like, whoa, this is your fault. You're like, oh, I did something. This is hurting not just me, but it's also hurting them. And if you're not dealing with the situation for some of you, like I said, most of you, I feel like this is another person. For most of you, I feel like this is another person. Some of you, this is just you're feeling out of balance, and you feel like you've let yourself down as well. Like, you're out of harmony with yourself, and you're like, well, fuck. What did I do? You're like, you thought that you were doing a good thing for you, and then it feels like this is suddenly not a good idea. This is not a good thing. And so for some of you, like I said, a couple of you, it feels like you've let yourself down. But for most of you, I feel like this is another person that you've hurt by accident in this process. So, what to do? What to do about that? So we have the cards we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. And then we also have, like I said, Hope. And this is definitely an energy, like I said, I feel like you're getting there. Like, I feel like you do, like, because you were the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is you. Like, you did feel a little bit trapped. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you did feel a little bit trapped by the situation. You were kind of not expecting it once you kind of, like, woke up to and were aware of things that are going on. You weren't really expecting this, but you are trying to get out of this. You are trying to get out of this. I feel like you do have a sense of hope in some capacity already. But I think you're just needing reassurance because you are in a mode of, what do I do about this? You are in that mode of taking a step back. Like I said, we do on the bottom of the deck, we do have the Queen of Cups reversed for the bottom deck energy. Like I said, there is, I feel like this is another person. I feel like this is half, like for this one, I feel like it's half and half. Like I said, I feel like you have there's some high emotion somewhere, and I feel like this is either for some of you that is dealing with another person, that, you know, that you're feeling their hurts, but also you're feeling hurt in the process, and you're wanting to reconcile and fix the situation. But what I need to tell you for that is, because right now it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. It is going to feel, you are going to feel, you do, or might currently, honestly, you might currently feel like you're kind of out in the cold right now. But for me, what I'm getting with this, though, with this card, intuitively, the Five of Pentacles, even though you're out in the cold, look, there's two people. There's two people out in the cold. You're not alone in this situation. Like I said, if you're not dealing with another person, if it's just like I said, a whole bunch of things, which is really what I'm feeling, not just a person, know that you have a support system. Know that this feeling of feeling out in the cold, you know, it is, you're healing from this, but you have support. You have people around you that will be out there with you, trying to help you. So make sure to reach out and get that help. And if you are dealing in that person that you're dealing with, if you are dealing with a person, you guys are in this together. Yes, they're hurt. Yes, they're hurting, but you guys can hurt together, you know, heal together, go forward together in that sense. So don't feel like you can't, because you can. Just know that, and make sure to, you know, like I said, I feel a lot of high emotions, you know, there's a lot of high emotions going on here, and I feel the need to tell you that there is, you need to, you know, acknowledge this person, or if this is you, acknowledge yourself, you know that you're there for you, know that you can do this, know that you have a support system, and know that you're very capable of fixing this. Which I feel like you already know that, like I said, but there's cards in here that are telling me that I feel like you already know that, but I'm here to tell you, to reassure you that you can do this, that you've got this. And this, right here. You need to do the opposite of what you were doing before. Point blank. I'm just gonna say that. Like, there's nothing here that's telling me that you rushed anything. But, you know, with the Hierophant, you're planning. Like, I don't feel like you rushed anything. I think you were, like, methodical and were like, this is what's happening. But what you're gonna need to do now, because when you're taking that step back, you need to go slower. You need to assess the situation of what's going on. You need to take this time to really slow down. like really slow down. Like, I don't, like, this is something that this is gonna take this is taking time. I know you don't want to hear that. I don't like hearing that either. I hate that. I always hate when things are like, oh, just give it time. But no, and I'm not saying, like, just give it time. I'm saying, like, with what you're thinking, because of this situation, this is why you want to give this time. You don't want to rush this, because there's a lot of healing and fixing that needs to be done with the situation. You don't want to rush this, because if you rush this, you're going to stay out in the cold longer. You're going to drag this feeling of imbalance, this feeling of loss, and like this kind of undertone of just sadness and just, what do I do? This feeling of feeling lost. If you try to rush this, you're gonna feel lost for longer. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you, like, eight of Wands upright is fast moving energy. Reversed, no. Knight of Pentacles, slow AF. Slowest knight. But being the slowest knight, like I said, you need to take some advice from him, from this knight, because even though he is very slow, but it's not for just because of lack of indecision. He knows what to do, and he's taking that time to slowly rebuild things from the ground up. And that's what you need to do. You need to take this moment to really look at things and really just take that moment of taking it one step at a time. Like, this doesn't need to be an ABCD situation. Like, you just need to take the moment you're in right now and go, what do I need to do next? Just recheck with yourself, and don't rush it. Take your time. Take your time. Because there are things, like I said, that's what happened before, because when you had the original plan, Angel the Unseen things happened. there was things that you weren't necessarily accounting for that were probably, some of them even obvious that you're now in hindsight going, why didn't I take that into consideration? If you take your time and build from the ground up, you'll get there. You'll figure that out. But yeah, just remember, and also too, just remember, even during those moments, like I said, it's going to feel hard for a while, but just remember to have hope. This is a very, very fixable situation. You definitely will get out of it. So just remember to hold on to that hope, and just know that you can do this, that you can get out of this. So, but yeah, that's all I got for you guys, pile 1. I hope this helps, and like I said, I will give you an overview of the cards here in a minute before I switch to pile number 2, but I hope this helps. Remember to take care of yourselves, and until next time. Okay, pile number 2. Okay, so this is your reading. If you chose the meteorite shard, or if you resonated with the shaking, the tightness arguments, this is going to be your reading. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat that I feel that this is going to be reconnecting back with this energy, but before I'm even going to flip anything over, I already get an energy from you guys, and it's very heavy, and I just want to say that no matter what we see, that, you know, just know that you're going to be okay, and I'm going to help the best I can to help you find a solution to what's going on. But let's see what's going on. I do have, like I said, we have these two. We got 2 tarot cards. We do have, I have two oracle sets here. One is the Angelirium deck that I have. It's an Angel Oracle mythology deck, and I have the Year 1 edition. Love these cards so much. I'm still new to reading these, so I'm reading these intuitively for tarot, for divination. But I also have, you'll see paint swatches, which the Angelirium cards are in regards to the obstacle, to the problem that's going on. This is going to showcase another reason, like a why that's come up and how that's come to be. My personal paint swatched oracle cards that I made are to basically advice on how to help. But we're going to dive into this. We're going to draw more cards from just the Rider-Waite tarot deck, and we're going to draw more cards to see 3 cards to see what's attributing to this problem, and 3 cards to what to do about it. But like I said, I'm already feeling your guys' energy. I'm already feeling a lot of heaviness. So let's kind of just jump into this. Let's see what we got going on here. We've got interesting. Okay. I had a really weird energy feeling that just happened. Okay, but we have the 3 of Wands, and we have the Hierophant. Interesting. But yeah, we got the 3 of Wands and the Hierophant for your problem. And then we also have let's see, Cephalatus, the Angel of Dust. My camera has an issue with not being able to focus very well, so you can't really see the beautiful art, but with the Year 1 cards, they do have descriptions on the back. I will read that. But yeah, Angel of Dust. We drag olive carts towards the walls of villages, counting the flies among our beasts. Slaves ignore beggars shaking tins, wearing their scars. Someone lowers crosses on the hill. Yeah. Ooh, I'm kind of seeing why this is so heavy. Ooh, wow. Okay, and then your oracle, yeah. I do want to give you a compliment before we walk into this, before we really dive into this. You're somebody that works very hard, and you're somebody that I feel is a very moral person. I do feel that. But the oracle card we have is consistency. Oh, so I can not cover it. Consistency is what we have here. There we go. It did actually focus that time. But we're going to dive into this. Angel of Dust. I'm going to read that one more time. We drag olive carts towards the walls of villages, counting the flies among our beasts. Slaves ignore beggars shaking tins, wearing their scars. Someone lowers crosses on the hill. Angel of Dust. And we have the Hierophant and the 3 of Wands. Oh, wow. Okay. Give me a second to really... I'm going to get into this energy real quick. And I'm going to tell you what I'm feeling. And But I really want to tell you what I'm feeling first, and then we're going to dive into what this means. And then we're going to pull some more cards for you and really dive deeper into this, but I do want to talk about this first. I feel, I sense it. You're feeling trapped for some reason. I don't know why yet. Like I said, we're going to dive into it, but I'm feeling like an overwhelming sense of defeat is what I'm feeling. Like I'm feeling like there is a heaviness. And when I was doing these cards, when I was doing the piles, when I was doing your pile, I felt it heavy. I felt a very heavy energy when I was drawing for pile number 2. And I'm feeling it again now. I'm feeling like, I feel like you're feeling like this is the only way. Like you're like, this is it. Like this is like, and it's like you don't want to have to do this. It's like, it's either you don't want to have to do something, or you don't want to have to be in a certain place, or go in a certain place. It's like I get the sense that you're feeling obligated to do something. You're feeling obligated to do something, and that's why I'm like, this is like a situation that's like planned. This is like there's like a situation that's coming up, or something that's about to happen, or that's in the works, that you feel like you have to do this. Like you feel like you don't have a choice, is what I'm getting here. Like you feel like you're like, yeah, I don't like this situation. Yeah, I hate this. Like I hate that I have to do this, but it's like I have to. You feel like you have to do something. Because that's just how it is. That's just how you're supposed to do things with the Hierophant. That's just how it's supposed to be, is what I'm getting here with this. And it's like, it's something that has been, like I said, you see it coming. With this tarot set, with this deck, which is, I'll show you but with this deck, the Three of Wands is showcased by glasses. And you see this coming. You know this is happening. You know what the situation is. And if you don't, you might have picked the wrong pile. But for those that, do resonate with this pile, this is something that you see coming. Like, you know this is about to happen. This is like a plan. And maybe you did plan this. Like, maybe you did this, or maybe you had this plan. But it's like you made this plan going, you have to. Like, you're like, I have no other choice but this. And you're just, and I like, especially too with the Angel of Dust, what I'm getting here with this imagery, too, try to get this to focus as best I can, but this guy, this angel, is like just in the sandstorm, and it's very bleak, and he's looking back. This angel's looking back, and this is you. I feel like you're walking on this journey, and you're getting somewhere. You're like, I have to go here, and you see, like the longer you're taking this journey, like the more you're going towards this, the more ruin you're seeing. Like you're just like leaving behind dust. Angel of Dust. Like I said, especially too, that sticks out with me. Like the flies among our beasts, the slaves ignoring beggars, lowering crosses on the hill, represent, death and all that stuff. Like you're just seeing more ruin the longer you go. But for some reason, I don't know why. We're gonna get into why. Like I said, I'm not getting that yet. We haven't looked into that yet. But I'm getting the sense that you're like, I have to go down this path. I have to. And you're like, you see everything else in the wake of this. Like, you're seeing the rippling effect of what's going to happen because of this, but you're like, I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I have to. I have to do this. It's the right thing to do. It's what is supposed to happen. I have to do this. So, and I feel, and like I said, that's where I'm feeling this. Like I said, it's heavy, but I'm also feeling like this anger. Like you're frustrated. Like you are very frustrated with the situation, but you feel like you have to keep your mouth shut. You're feeling like you can't do anything. Your hands are tied. You're just like, this is the way to do it. This is, shrug. What am I supposed to do? But let's get into why, because I'm feeling for you right now. I really am. We're going to get into this, but we're going to look at this. We're going to look into this. We're going to see, why are you feeling this way? What's happening? It's like, I feel, it's like, I don't know who's telling you have to do this, but like I said, Angel of Dust, like I feel like you're not leading this. You're not leading this. You're just a part of this journey. You're just walking behind the caravan. You're walking behind the leader, so to sense. The leader. Maybe this is a person for some of you. Hang on, let me listening to my guy. Okay, for some of you, the Hierophant is a person. This is a situation that you feel like it's like you have to. But I feel like for some of you, somebody is telling you that you have to do this, or you're feeling pressure from somebody, from something. Like I said, you're not leading this pack. You're walking with it, but you're not leading this pack. You feel like you have to do something, but it's the right thing to do. And you're feeling pressure, whether that's from somebody specifically, or, like if it's like your partner, your parents, your people at work, whatever this is, your friend circle, you're feeling like you have to do something because of pressure, because if you did something else, you'd be feeling like you're doing the wrong thing. Ooh. Okay. Yep, that's all right. Okay, cards. Okay, and what you'll see, how I shuffle, I normally, sometimes I'll let cards pop out. But normally I'll just pick the cards where they stand, where they lie. But these two cards popped out, and I do sense that. Like I said, Five of Cups, the Moon. There is so much to this situation. There is a lot to this situation. What do we got here? Yep. Okay. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. Like I said, I'm feeling for you. I feel it. I'm sorry. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna dive into this. Let's look at it. Okay. So we have the three cards that we have for what's attributing to this situation, what's causing this, is the Five of Cups, the Moon, and the Eight of Pentacles. And then what to do with the situation, we're going to dive further into this. We're going to do those three first, but diving further into the situation, what's going to help, there's three major arcana on the board. There's actually more. We have four major arcana on the board, three describing the situation. The two that you need to help, we got the Judgment in reverse, the Empress in reverse, the Knight of Swords in reverse, and then the bottom deck energy. The bottom deck energy we have is the Two of Swords in reverse. Yeah, your hands are tied. You're feeling stuck. Okay, so what's attributing to the situation? We got, okay, okay. And this is interesting too. Okay. Hang on, sorry. I'm getting a lot of messages. You're gonna give me a second. I'm getting a lot of things coming through here. Okay. This Moon, man, I don't know. Okay. Hang on. So I'm getting a lot of messages. I need things one at a time, please. Okay. I'm gonna start with this. Actually, I gotta start with these together because these are like the same message as I'm getting. For the, like I said, we have the Five of Cups and we have the Moon card. We got these two energies going on here, which is interesting because these two energies, I feel, because we have the Moon and the Five of Cups, but also too we have the Eight of Pentacles, and even though this is all attributing to the problem, this is separate. This energy is completely separate. The Eight of Pentacles is on its own, and we're going to talk about what that means. So with the situation, man, like I said, there's like a sense of, I feel like, I don't know if this is you. I don't know if you're doing this. Like, I feel like in a sense you're doing this, but I don't know if there's somebody in your life that is influencing you in this way. But it's like there's like the veil being like put over your eyes. Like you're being blinded to something. Like there's more to the situation than you're able to see, or there's more of the situation that you feel like you can't see. Like it feels like somebody is clouding your judgment. And especially too when we have the Judgment card in reverse. This is a very powerful card. Judgment card is a very, very powerful major arcana card. And but I feel like somebody is like telling you that you can't do something, is what I'm feeling, and it's causing you a lot of grief. Like it is causing you a lot of pain. and because you feel like there is no other way, that you're like, I have to. And so like I said, I don't know if this is you, and I feel like whether or not there is somebody or you're feeling pressure from another person, regardless, it's making you also put the wall over your eyes. It's also making you not see clearly. You're not seeing the situation for everything that it truly is. Like, you're feeling powerless, and that is incorrect. And I will tell you why. That you're feeling powerless, but that's not true. Somebody is taking your power away from you. Point blank. Somebody is, I don't necessarily want to say somebody is lying to you, necessarily. I mean, if that resonates, you kind of, if that resonates, you already kind of know it. You're just not wanting to accept it. But for the rest of you, I feel like this is something, like, there is some kind of deceiving that's going on here, but in a sense that things are not how they seem. Like, what you're thinking is incorrect. Like, what you're thinking right now, you're feeling like you can't do something, and you're feeling like, I have to do this, and there's no other way, but that's wrong. That's not right. That's not true. Like, there's more, you have more options, but something is making you feel like you don't. Like, I am getting, like, I have, like, I'm feeling it here. Like, I'm feeling like it's like this very heavy weight energy in my chest that's like this overwhelming, like, defeat, sadness. Somebody's doing this. Somebody's doing this. I don't know if this is you. I feel like this is you. Like, I feel like you are lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself that you have to do something, and you don't. You don't have to do something. And this is why, and this is where, here's the strange thing. This one. The Eight of Pentacles. Like I said, this energy, different. Different than the Moon and the Five of Cups. I'm gonna pull this up again. Like, this right here, here's a situation. This is by itself. You got this, and then you have this. This is you. This is you. I just want you to know this. And this is why I want to say this like this, because, like, I feel like you, whether or not you're feeling pressure from another person or multiple people, or, from a situation, whatever is going on, whatever resonates, you're pulling the wall over your own eyes. You are working towards something you don't want to work towards, but you're the one working towards it. You're the one doing it. You're the one that, I mean, and you are a hard worker. Like, I sense that. You work very hard. You're very dedicated to what you do. And whether that is, whatever the situation is, like, whether this is work, maybe this is, your work where you're like, you're a very hard worker and you're like, I'm going to put in this effort and I'm going to make sure that I'm on top of everything. Or if this is a relationship where you're like, I am going to make sure I do everything correct and I'm going to make sure that, things, I'm going to make sure I'm doing the best for this person. Or if this is like a family situation, you're like, I have to do these things because you take a lot of integrity and a lot of care into situations. But I feel like you're not taking yourself into account with this. I feel like you're not thinking about you. And because of that, you're working towards something that is not serving you in the correct way. Like, I feel like you're being dishonest. I feel like you're being dishonest with yourself, and that was my phone. Ding. Ding ding. You're being dishonest with yourself. You are the one that is driving the situation. Like, you feel like you're not. Like I said, Angel of Dust. What is it? Syphilis? I can't pronounce that. But you're lying to yourself. You think that you're not the leader in the situation, but you are. You are the leader. You're the leader. You're the leader. You can do this. It's you. It's you. You're the one that's putting in this work. You're the one that's putting in the majority of this work into the situation. And you can change it. I know you're not feeling that, but you can. But also the reason why you got here is because you're feeling like you can't do something, and because whether it's your own self in your head talking you into a situation that you feel like you have to go into something, or somebody's pressuring you to go into something, you're working towards that. Because you do feel dedicated to that mindset, or what that other person's saying. Like, you're right, and you really want to abide by what seems correct. And I'm going to say that, what seems correct. But life is complicated. It's not always that easy. And my guides are here to tell you that you're not seeing it correctly. Like, you're putting effort and work into a situation into the wrong situation. You're going the wrong way about this. And we're going to get into what to do on how to get out of this, because like I said, the bottom deck energy is the Two of Swords reversed. You are feeling tied in this, and you hate it. You hate it. You don't want to be here. You don't have to do this, and you hate it. And I feel like you haven't admitted that fully. Like, I feel like you haven't fully admitted how much you don't, like, it's building up. Like, it's like you're just, like, swallowing down these words of, hey, I want to speak up, and you're not, because you're like, no, I have to, my hands are tied. My hands are tied, I can't speak up. And so you're working for the wrong thing. And you hate it. You do. I sense it. You don't want this. You don't want this. Admit that. Admit that you don't want this. I'm talking to you directly. Admit that you don't want this situation. And maybe you do know that. And maybe you do know that you don't want the situation, and that's why you're watching, and that's why you're here. Like, a part of you knows that you don't want this. Even though the Judgment card, and then we're going to get into these, the Judgment card is in reverse. But the Judgment card is here. This is a very, very powerful and divine card. And this is showcasing to me that you're ignoring the signs. You're ignoring it. You're ignoring the signs. Like, there's your guides, your spirit team are trying desperately to put signs in front of you. Red flags. Red flags. Everywhere you go, you get a sense of feeling of wait, don't do this. Wait, don't do this, but you're ignoring it. You're ignoring it. And so it's taking away your power. The Empress reverse. This is taking away from you. This is taking away from because you are like I said, you're a hard worker. You're very, and especially too with the Empress, nurturing. Like, you take care of people. You take care of people more than you take care of yourself. Look at that. You're taking care of people more than you're taking care of yourself, and you need to take care of yourself. Like, they're trying to tell you, the universe, your guides, whatever you believe in, your intuition is trying to tell you something, and you need to listen to it, because that's what's going to help you. That's what it's going to release this feeling. It's going to release this heaviness this burden that you've put on yourself. It's going to help you do that if you listen. If you take a moment to go, wait a minute, this isn't right. And I know it's hard, because whatever your situation is, there's a lot of components to it. Like, it's, like I said, you feel like if you do something wrong, if you do the opposite, hell is going to rain loose on top of you. Like, this person or this situation or these people, whatever is telling you in your head that you have to do this, you feel like if you break away from that, that's going to make, you're also scared of their judgment. You're scared of their judgment. What are they going to do? What are they going to say about me if I do this? If I break away from the pack and I do what I feel like I need to do, what I want to do, what are they going to say? But the problem is if you continue with that, if you continue leading by that, you're going to keep feeling miserable. If you keep listening to that. If you keep listening to that voice that's telling you that you got to keep doing these things that's making you unhappy, you're going to keep being unhappy. And it's going to get worse. It's going to build up. It's going to build up. You're going to keep working towards sadness and misery and grief. You need to start looking at these signs. And with this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one, and I'm going to be honest. Knight of Swords, reversed. What to do. Knight of Swords, reversed. You need to rein in the storm, essentially, quickly. I mean, things are going on in your head. There's a lot of thoughts that are going on right now. There's a lot of thoughts going on right now, because you're trying to focus on the situation, on whatever it is, if it's work, or if it's your partner, or if it's your friend, your family, whatever it is that you're working towards right now. you're having that disagreement in your head of like, I have to do this, but I don't want to, and you're like, all this thought process, and you need to rein this in. You need to listen to these thoughts. Like, these thoughts are a clouded mess right now, but you need to look at these signs, because you need to take it, you need to take this, you need to listen to this. There's a lot coming at you right now. Like, I'm feeling like this Knight of Swords is a lot coming at you that you need to pay attention to. That the reason that you're hearing all this noise is because something's wrong. Like, you need to, and it's true. And then when you do hear it, when you do take a second to look and focus on this and go, oh, I need to stop, you'll know what to run towards. And you know that you need a change. Like, you need something to change. And right now it's a mess. But the second you start listening to this mess and to seeing these red flags, the more you'll be able to rein this in. The more you'll be able to rein this in and go, oh, I know what to do, and I can go towards it. And once you do that, this is you. You're feeling miserable right now. Your power is getting taken away from you. If you start listening to it, you start listening to yourself, you'll feel so much better. You'll be back in control. You'll be able to have, you're not going to lose your nurturing self. You're not going to lose that integrity, that sense, that moral sense. You're not losing that. You're gaining it. You're gaining this through this situation. You're going, oh, you're learning, you're growing, and you're not, like, whatever judgment you feel like you're about to receive, you're hurting yourself and realizing, you gotta realize that there is the situation. But I think you know what to do. I think you know what this is. Like I said, this is a very direct, you know what the situation is, and you know what needs to happen. You know what needs to happen. You're just not doing it. And Oracle card, consistency. Consistency. And this is an Oracle card, and this Oracle card I pulled for you. This is an Oracle card. The reason I'm looking up instead of down, by the way, is because I have a mirror over here and I can see my camera through, anyway. But eye contact, a little bit off. But with this card, this Oracle card is for, like, advice on how to get out of this. Consistency. You're already a hard worker. Look at this. You're already a hard worker. Work in the right direction. Work in the right direction. You know how to lay down the foundation. You know how to build things up. You know what to do in situations. You listen to yourself and take that time. Put all that energy that you're putting into the situation that you hate, put it into the situation that you want. You know what that is. You know what that is. Just work towards it. Be consistent. Be decisive. Like I said, it's unclear right now. It's a lot of clouded, a lot of thoughts going on right now. A lot of thoughts happening. A lot of chaos going on. You need to start listening to yourself and start aligning with yourself and work towards that. Work towards that one. And that will help you. And that will get you out of this feeling of loss. You'll get your power back. But yes, so that's all I got for you, pile 2. I hope this helps. I will do an overview of all your cards here at the end of this before I switch over to pile 3. But like I said, I hope this helps, and just remember to take care of yourselves, and you got this. So until next time. Hello, pile number 3. For those who chose the silver crystal we got going on here, and excuse me, who resonated with the longing, the fireflies and camping. I was picturing a tent with children in it. The children resonated with that. This is going to be your pile. I do have, yours is interesting. I haven't looked at any of the cards yet. We're gonna look at them together. I do have, I'm using this tarot deck, using 2 cards to describe what your blockage is, what the problem or situation is, and then I also have my new Angelarium deck that I'm super in love with, and I have the Year 1 edition is what I have, and they're like angel mythology cards that I use for oracle cards that I'm in love with. And then I have, you'll see paint swatches. Those are my own makeshift oracle cards that I've made. And for you, for your situation, I don't know if a lot of people picked this pile, or what's going on with this pile, because I drew, like I said, 2 tarot cards to describe the situation, and then it was supposed to be the Angelarium cards. The Angel cards, your 1 card for what's attributing to this problem, and then my Oracle cards, my paint swatches, are like an advice to like help the situation. But for you guys, I was supposed to draw 1 of each for the oracles. Instead, I got 2 of each. Both times. I was like shuffling, and it was just I felt compelled to have 2. Both times I was shuffling, I was like, okay, they just popped out. They just popped out of the deck. So I'm like, all right, that's what we're going with. But we will have these. We will look into the Rider-Waite tarot deck. We will dive deeper into this. We'll have 3 cards to also just 3 tarot cards that are going to describe the situation and the blockage, and then we're going to have 3 cards that are going to describe how to get out of this, or how to, what's the advice for this. So let's go ahead and, like I said, I get a really, like a flowy, we're going to just dive into this. This is a very unique energy, I will say that. So we have, okay, interesting. We're going to continue, oh boy. Okay, interesting. I'll say why. We'll get into this, but we have... This is like, I don't know how to describe this feeling that I'm getting. We'll get into that. This is a weird energy. We have the Star card, and we also have the Knight of Pentacles reversed for your situation that you're feeling here. But the reason I was like, oh, because the 2 Oracle cards that we have that are contributing to the situation, it's funny because we have Kokobeel, who is the Angel of the Stars. We got 2 stars going on here, and I feel very beautiful energy with this. Very beautiful energy. These Oracle cards do have, it's hard for the camera to focus on these, but they do have sayings on the back for the Year 1 Collector's Edition, and I will read those here in a moment. But we have the Angel of the Stars, which have beautiful energy, but we also have Kashiel, Angel of Punishment, which is interesting. Very interesting. And I'm going to go ahead and read these 2. So we have, like I said, we have the Star card, and we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Kokobeel, Angel of the Stars, the Star one, we have, with copper in our hands and fathoms at our feet, we leave everything to find ourselves on other shores. I get a very beautiful energy with this. We'll talk about that in a second. And then we have Angel of Punishment. No context nor motive excuses the transgression. Peace subordinates to law. Very... I haven't looked at this yet, but I haven't, like, this... I'm getting, like, a sense of, like... I feel like this is romantic in some capacity. I feel like there's romance here in some capacity, and that you're having a... We'll get into this. And then we also... Yeah! What was I saying? We have friend and future here. Friend and future card. Those are my little oracle deck that I've made. Future and friend. Which is strange, like I said, with the lightheartedness of the children play, but there's like a lot here, but I will say I'm feeling positively. I'm feeling positively for your situation, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to dive into this. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so what I'm getting here... And the Angel of Double Stars. Well, this is significant. And let me get into this. This is a significant situation because this is something that you feel, like I said, like, I feel like this is, like, I want to say romantic. Like maybe, and just take what resonates. If that doesn't resonate, then this is a situation that you feel like this is, like, maybe you got a job offer that you were just like, whoa, like, or like you have an opportunity. Like, regardless, like, whether this is a person or a situation, there's like a beautiful, like you're like, whoa, is this happening? Situation. Like, you feel like something is like the mist. Something is the shit right now. Like, something is like you, like, the stars are twinkling in your eyes. Like, you see it. You see it and you're like, oh my god. With copper in our hands and fathoms at our feet, we leave everything to find ourselves on the other shores. You're like, it's happening. Like, you just see, or like you, or it, there's a catch. I'm gonna get into that, but like I said, this is significant. Like, there is something that you're like, it's reachable. Like, you're like, I can almost touch it. Like, something's going on. But but, and that's where we get this. That's where we get this. Oh, I feel, but we're gonna dive into this. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna figure this out. I'm just as, like I said, I feel excited though, even though, like I said, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Angel of Punishment, something has stopped this situation dead in its tracks. Like, you saw the stars, whatever the situation is, you're like, this is it, this is happening, we're getting it, you're like excited, you're ramped up, you're ready, and then something just put this, like, on pause. Like, something just, like, suddenly. Like, there was, like, an abrupt pause. I don't know what this is. Maybe if this resonates with you, this is your pile. If this is not ringing about your, like, what star thing, then this is not your pile. You picked the wrong pile. But something has stopped this dead in its tracks. And you're like, wait. Like, I get the sense of, like, no. Like, I was so close. I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it. But it's not. It's not too good to be true. At least that's what I'm feeling. We're gonna get into these. We're gonna pull some more tarot cards. But you're right and correct on the situation. The situation is, like, super divine. Like, I feel like, that's why I was like, I'm like this energy of, like, it's like a very light energy is what I'm feeling. And it's like, it's so close, you're so close. Like, you're like, then, like, this happened, and you're like, damn it. You're like, I was, like, right there. So we're gonna see what that is. But yeah, Nine of Pentacles reverse, something has completely dead stopped this. like something was happening, and it was great. And like I said, for a lot of you, I feel like this is romance. I'm gonna be honest. Like, a lot of you, I feel like this is a romantic situation. I don't know if this is, like, a partner that you're with right now, or if this is somebody that you're crushing on, and it's like a we might get together situation, or you just found out that they like you back, and then something happened, and you're like, wait, or like I said, and if it's not romantic, then this is a situation, like I said, this is like an opportunity that you just hits you out of left field, that you're like, you didn't think that you would ever get this, so you're like, you wanted this, but you're like, what? You're like, this, you picked me? Like, you kind of situation, like, really? This is something that's happening to me? And you were really excited, and something just very abruptly put it on pause and went, no. Kind of like, just really pumped the brakes suddenly. So we're gonna look into this. Let's see what's going on here. Why? Like I said, 3 cards to show what put this on pause. My guys are gonna help. My guy's gonna help me see what the heck stopped this and what to do. Like I said, overall energy though, it's positive. Overall energy is really good. So you can't take away that for right now. But we're gonna. Like I said, let's look at this. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, let's see what we got. 3, Queen of... Oh, man, guys. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay, give me a minute to really look into this. Let me... Wow, okay. Whatever you got going on this is a very unique situation. Like I said, I wasn't kidding when I said, like, this is like your wish fulfillment. Like, you're like, oh fuck, this is happening. Situation. This is very, okay, but what we have here, the 3 cards that we have though, which describes your obstacle, oddly enough, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and the 3 of Wands reversed. And then, like the other cards that we say for advice that we have is the 5 of Swords reversed, the 7 of Swords reversed, and the 7 of Wands upright. So we got 2 7s. Oof. And then the bottom deck energy that we have is the 6 of Wands reversed, which basically is like a victory in reverse. But let's see. Let's dive into this. Man, there is what did you do? And this isn't something that you did. This is not something that you did at all, actually, is what I'm feeling. This is just something that happened. Like, this is totally outside of you, but I'm just laughing, because I'm just like, man, how did you get into this situation? And I feel like you feel that. You're like, because it's like you got hit, like, boom, boom, you're like, oh my god, how did I get here? And then boom, wait, no, how did I get here? Like, I was there, and it was great. What happened? Man, okay, so this is, oh man, okay, give me a second to, like, really dive into this. Let me really attune to this situation. But you're, okay, like I said, okay, so this is a situation that you got into. Like I said, this is a situation with the Nine of Cups. This is the wish fulfillment situation. That's like that double star energy of, like, oh man. And I don't know if it, like I said, I don't know if it caused panic. No, okay, hang on. Getting a lot of messages. Hang on. And the Queen of Pentacles. And the Three of... Jesus. Okay. I'm just gonna... Okay, because I'm getting a lot here. Like I said, I don't know... Like, I feel like your situation is very... Like, it's a very unique situation. But I feel like there is a lot into this, and I might need to get some clarifying cards. I think I'm gonna get a okay. Said I'm getting a lot of messages, hang on. But, there's a lot that happened with this. I'm gonna get a clarifying card for the Three of Wands in reverse. That's very critical. So please clarify the Three of Wands in reverse, please. So I feel like that's what tipped it. Sorry, like I just got like another... The Page of Cups is reversed. This is definitely... I said, a lot of you, this is love. A lot of you, this is a very... Holy shit, okay. A lot of you, this is... I feel like this is... Man, okay. With this... God, it's like, I don't even know where... Sorry. This is, like I said, whew, bear with me. I might have to cut some of this out, but, like, this is, there's just, like, a lot of messages here, and this is, like, I'm trying to sift through it. I'm trying to sift through all this, but there's just a lot of information. Whatever situation you're in, I think you know, too, that this is something that's very... unexpected, and also, like I said, unique. Angel of Punishment, like... Man, okay, I feel like this is a situation... Okay, I'm just gonna start rambling, and we're gonna piece this together. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I feel like this is a situation that you got hit with this, and you're like, whoa, this is too good to be true. Like, this is, I think that's what I'm feeling. Like, I feel like this is a situation, like, this Queen of Pentacles, if this is another person, this is your person. This is your person, is the Queen of Pentacles. This is, if this is dealing with romance, like I said, like a lot of, like I'm really feeling like this is like romance. But this is your person, whatever gender that they are, they're the Queen of Pentacles. They're a person that is very nurturing and loving and supportive. And like in a way, like they just have it going on. Like you're just drawn to this person. Like they just are just grounded, and they have like, it's just, you're just blown away by this person. And if this isn't a person, if this is an opportunity, this is something that's going to bring you like a lot of like stability. Like this is something that you're like, I've been wanting this. You're like, this is something that's going to really, this is a very like grounded situation. Like this is like, you're like, nothing's going to shake this. Like you're like, this is what I've been wanting. Like this is really going to be the opportunity of a lifetime. The opportunity of a lifetime. And I feel like, you know, I'm going to take it back. I feel like you did do this. Maybe that's why I said that. But the three of Wands being reversed gives me the sense, because normally this is a card of long-term things, like of planning, of future, of seeing this long term, and this is reversed. I have this sense of feeling that you're like, this is too good to be true, and that you've sensed that this is something that's going to burn out. Like, this is going to be something that's about to take away from you. Like, Angel of Punishment. Like, the thing of the, like, no context nor motive excuses the transgression, peace subordinates to law. Like, you're like, this has to give. Like, something, there has to be a give and take here. You're like, this can't be, you're like, this is great in the moment, but you're like, if I accept this, like, I feel like the sense of, like, this is why you're, like, a little bit back and forth, because in that longing, that's what it, yes, that's the longing, that's it. That's the longing that I'm feeling, because this is something that you're like, you're wanting this, but you're worried that if you go towards this, that it's gonna crumble. You're worried that it's gonna crumble, because you're like, there's no way that I just, like, you, it's like, there's something that you're wanting, that you're like, if you pictured something and you planned for, you're like, man, if you just sat down one day and you're like, man, I really want this, like, I just would really love this thing, or if it's, a person, you're like, man, I really just want this kind of person in my life, like, this is the kind of person that I'm really wanting, and then that person walked in the door, or that opportunity came knocking, and you're like, whoa, but when's the other shoe, when's the other shoe gonna drop? Like, this situation, like, you want this, but you're like, is that gonna happen? Like, you're like, it's happening, but will it continue to happen? What's the longevity of this? That's why you've stopped. That's why the situation is stopped dead in its tracks, because you're like, whoa, wait a minute. You're like, wait, pause. You're like, what is actually about to happen here? And the clarifying card for the Three of Wands in reverse is the Six of Cups, guys. The Six of Cups. For those that are not readers and doesn't know what this means, this is something that is like, I get a really sweet energy with this vibe. This is something that's like, you don't want to accept this. Like, you're like, this is too good to be true. But, like, the more you think on it, the more you're just seeing the good, and that's kind of making you panic a little bit. You're like, no, this is gonna hurt me. You're like, surely. There's no way. Like, you're like, there's no way that this can just all be good. Like, that's what I'm getting here. Like, that's like, you're like, there's no way this can all be good, and maybe and like, for some of you, with the six of cups upright, it is upright, but you get a sense like you keep thinking about the past, and you keep going, you're looking at other situations that you've had and you've experienced, or other relationships that you've had and you've experienced, and you're just like, you just don't see how you get this. You're like, it's just not adding up. You're like, how did I get here to this situation? How did this happen to me? How did I meet this person? How did we get here? How did me and this person get here? And for some of you, this is like, if this is a person, this is a person that you've known for a while, or that you've had a dynamic with, that suddenly is just turned very sweet. And you're just like, how? You just don't, you're not seeing it, you're not getting it. You're like, I don't understand. You're like, pause. You're like, time out. Like, how does this continue? Like, how did this happen, and how will this continue? And I feel like it's yourself that's stopping you here. Like, you're worried about success. You're worried about this working out. Like, you're like, okay, if this is a relationship and you just got this is a new relationship that you just got into, you're like, will this continue? But I feel like, or if you're in a situation where you're like, you want to get with somebody, or you met somebody like that you just, you connect with, you're like, how will this continue? Like, this is the victory card, and you're feeling not so victorious. You're feeling nervous. Like, you're feeling anxious. You're feeling that Page of Cups in reverse. You're like, I don't know. You're like, is this too good to be true? You're worried about it being too good to be true. And we're gonna dive into this. We're gonna, especially too, because we have, I feel like, okay. And this is where, like I said, and this is where it's interesting. Sorry, like I said, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of energy. But with this situation, it's interesting to me that we have the 5 and the 7 of Swords in reverse, and the Seven of Wands in the advice column and not the problem column, and that's significant. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this is a situation, if these cards were in the problem situation, then you would be right. You'd be correct. If these cards were in the problem situation, then you would be correct that there is something to be worried about, or there was something that happened, that was, the situation was too good to be true, that's what put it on pause. But these cards are not there. These cards are in the advice column. And this is kind of what, I'm feeling with with these two cards, what I'm feeling with, the Three of Wands in reverse and the Six of Cups. There is something that you're thinking on. You're analyzing this in a way that you're looking at the conflict that has happened in the past, that I don't think has to deal with this person. Maybe for some of you, if that resonates, maybe you did have conflict with this person in the past, but I don't feel like it's this person or the situation. I feel like this is just you analyzing problems that have happened before, and situations that you thought, maybe you've gotten into a situation or you got into a relationship where you thought that this was going to be a good opportunity, and then it turned out not to be a good opportunity, and then you had to basically fix the situation. You had to you had to make adjustments, you had to walk away from somebody, or you had to leave a work situation that you thought was going to be really good, or you had to pick up the pieces, essentially. And so you're thinking on that. You're thinking that. And there's also a situation, too, for some of you or all of you, where, like I said, you're really thinking on just things that are not part of the situation. You're thinking about things that are not part of this. And you're worried about, for it being too good to be true, for there to be things that you're not seeing. You're worried about deception. You're worried about lies. You're worried about, just being too, looking at this with, rose-colored glasses. You're really worried that you're looking at this with rose-colored glasses. And you're really worried that there's going to be things that you're not seeing that are going to be problems, and you're okay. And you're worried about some of those problems being big problems. But you're just worried about, you're just worried about problems in general. You're just worried because of those situations in the past. Because of those situations in the past where things didn't work out, and things weren't weren't the best, and you did have to fix it, or even for some of you, for situations where somebody has lied to you. For some of you, not everybody, but for some of you, there's a situation that either if it's a person, like I said, there's a person that has lied to you in the past, where you thought something was great and you were looking at it with rose-colored glasses at the time, and somebody had lied to you when that was happening, or like I said, an opportunity. If it's a work situation that you thought that it was going to be something really great, but then, your benefits got taken away. Something like that. Something you're I thought, they lined up in the job interview that I was going to have this, and then I got to the job, and it wasn't at all what they said it was going to be. And you're really worried that this situation's going to be similar to that. But what I'm getting from that, though, this energy is not your person. This energy is not the situation that you're in right now. This is something that, you're contemplating these things, and you're worried about the longevity of these things, but this is not your person. Like I said, these cards are not, if these cards were in the obstacle position, yeah, you'd be right. That's not the case. That's not the case. This is something there's has to be a give and take, but Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. You know what this tells me? Seven of Wands is that this is a situation that you, because I feel like this is you now. I feel like you have stopped yourself. You've put this on pause. Whatever this is, if this is a relationship, if this is a opportunity, or whatever this is, you've stopped yourself. You've stopped yourself because you're worried about the other shoe dropping. You're worried about what's the repercussions going to be if I jump into the situation. But the thing is, truly, the thing is, you need to fight for this. You need to stop stopping, essentially. You need to move forward. You need to go forward. You need to stop stopping yourself. That this situation is something that's great. This is a situation that, maybe there's, with it being the Seven of Wands, maybe there's, other parts of this, and maybe that's what's triggering your thought process, maybe that's what stopped you, because there's other things going on around this situation, and you're just getting, so you're in your head about this, and so you're really worried about it. But the truth is, you need to fight for this. Seven of Wands. Truth is, you need to fight for this. Truth is, this is your wish fulfillment. Like, let me say this again. Let me show you these. Before, I'm sorry. Like, do you see this? Angel of the Stars, the Star card, and the Nine of Cups. Your person, or this situation, is the Queen of Pentacles. Nurturing, loving, secure, foundation. Like, this is it. You need to fight for that. You need to fight and if this is yourself, you need to fight yourself on this and go, whoa, hold up. Nope, I need to do this. Nope. You gotta tell yourself to move forward. Because you don't want to lose this. You don't want to lose this. You can't have victory. You're feeling like you can't. You're feeling like you can't. Or you're worried, not like you can't, you're worried that you can't. That's really it. You're worried that this is gonna be incorrect. You're worried about, if you invest in this, that it is gonna be those other situations that have happened in the past, where, you're worried about this. And so you're worried. This is worry. That's why you have that longing. This is worry that this situation's gonna fall apart. Even if it's not abruptly, you're worried about the situation, like, slowly just crumbling one at a time and going, oh, yep, oh, I didn't see it. You're worried about, didn't see that coming. Where's that longevity of it? But the truth is, this is something worth fighting for. And here's the thing, too, with these oracle cards. Future. That worry, like I said, about, will this work in the future? Yes. That's what I'm getting with this. That's what I'm getting is, yes, this will work. Fight for it. Fight for it. Fight for this future. Like I said, and this is and with the Friend Oracle card, what I'm getting, if this is a trustworthy, like I said, if this is a person, if this is a romantic situation, or if this is a person that you've met, if this is a friend situation, if this is just a really kick-ass person, regardless, or if this is an opportunity, this is a very trustworthy situation. This is somebody or something that you can trust, that, that will, be there for you, that will assist you, that will help you, what you want. This is this is a good situation. It's a very good situation that does have longevity to it. I sense a lot of, there is a longevity to this. Trust this. That's what I'm getting. Fight for it. Trust it. Because this is due. This doesn't happen every day. I think you know that. You haven't encountered this situation before. You haven't, and that's why you're, like, confused. More than anything. I think more than anything, you're just confused because you're like, that shouldn't be a thing, but it is. So I hope pile number 3, I hope that helps, and congratulations. Like, that's awesome, whatever this is. That's awesome. And, I wish you the best on that, because like I said, there might be things surrounding you guys, or surrounding the situation, that's kind of making you worry a little bit, but just fight through it. And you'll get there. So, and isn't good. So yes, but I hope that helps. That's your reading. I will give you an overview headshot of all your cards, here at the end of this. And like I said, I hope this helps. Remember to take care of yourself, and until next time.